Morning, Steve Free in Chicago with the morning grain comments. Markets are trading weather, U.S. weather, over the weekend. Forecasts were pretty close to, what actually happened was pretty close to the forecast, but we had somewhat of an unprecedented snowstorm across western Kansas. There's talk about roads being closed, power down, and things like that. And so now we have to try to assess cold temperatures, wet conditions, snow, and assess the damage to the wheat crop. We've got Chicago wheat up about 10 cents, while Kansas City's up 16 cents. And if you look at the charts in Chicago July wheat, we've completed what some people would call a fifth wave of the Elliott wave move down. And at the 416 low, if we figure out the retracement from the drop from 488 down to 416, that would put resistance at 452 as far as a 50% retracement. If we want to look at the bigger picture, the drop from 586 down to 416, 38% retracement would be 480. And on Friday, the commitments to traders report showed the fund's record short. So we're going to have to figure out, number one, there's plenty of wheat in the world. Number two, how many bushels did we lose? There's some guesses out there that it could be as much as 100 million bushels from that Kansas crop of 300 million bushels and the entire hard red winter wheat crop that was guessed somewhere around 780 million bushels. So that might tighten things up for hard red winter wheat, and so we'll have to kind of also watch all the flooding that occurred in Missouri, Arkansas, southern Illinois, southern Indiana, if that hurt the soft red winter wheat crop. The good news is we got one more rain Thursday and Friday, and then for the next week or so it looks like drier and warmer conditions, and not a lot of heavy rain between now and May 17th. So the wheat might grow out of this, and as far as delays in corn planting, it may be minimal. We're still looking for corn plantings to be about 34–35% done, and beans maybe 11% on tonight's report. Other than that, we do have a budget, at least until September. It was a bipartisan agreement, which is a positive. So the dollar is a little bit lower, crude's lower. Crude continues to look at the fact that U.S. fracking is increasing U.S. supply and maybe putting pressure on prices and pressure on OPEC. And the stocks should open higher with this budget agreement. So it's a weather market. Over the weekend, much of the Midwest got 1.5 to 5 inches of rain, locally or heavier in parts of Missouri, southern Illinois, and southern Indiana. And we'll just kind of see if this forecast helps the crops improve from what happened over the weekend. As always, these are my thoughts and not those of ADM or ADM Investor Services, and have a safe and profitable trading day.